I think most people are overcomplicating success. And in a minute, I'm about to jump on a private live call with my inner community. And before we get into business, I'm going to show you some of the stuff that we implement when it comes to the mindset, because your mindset is at the foundation of everything that you do. Let's just jump straight into this, and then we'll go into some
imaginative.
We're going into some Q&A.
Imaginative.
Can you see my screen, guys? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, hang on. Right, so jumping straight into mindset, guys. I know, like, look, a lot of this stuff we've all heard from your Alex Hormozis and just people online. But I'm just going to give it to you from my experience, right? You guys have invested into coaching with me and Joel. You've invested into the Founders Club. So I think it carries a bit more weight that I'm telling you it, because obviously you want to create money in e-com, not because of the money, right? You want freedom. It's why we fucking do everything that we do. But I actually wouldn't be where I was if it wasn't for the determination that I had. We all have systems for building everything, but when it comes to just executing, that's the biggest issue. Like, the biggest issue I see in anyone that's scaling a business, and I know because I coach it and I do it, is there's a multitude of emotions. When we think of mindset, it's really being able to deal with your emotions. And that's at all stages. It's at the start when you doubt yourself that you're going to be able to do it. Then when you start getting sales, that then emotion goes, and then you start doubting yourself that you're going to be able to keep it. Then when you start growing it, you either get lazy and you don't have the strength or the discipline to be able to push past that emotion, which is laziness, and then grow it, or you end up getting scared and you don't grow it because you're worried that it might break. And these are all just a multitude of emotions that we manage. So when I say mindset, what I'm really talking about is managing your emotions, because honestly, success is not built when everything is going well. At the start, I told you guys that I've just lost basically my whole entire business, right? I built my business online, Facebook, Meta, Instagram. That's all where I'm at, but I'm not bothered at all. Why? Because you just pivot and you find ways around things. Like, I'll give you an example. I'm now pushing out so much content on YouTube, which I wasn't doing before. And I'm pushing out all of the short form on TikTok. And I'm still accessing Facebook Ads Manager through people that I know, and I'm scaling things because I added people to my accounts and bits like that. So you can look at it two ways. You can either sit here, moan and complain about it, and then eventually want to do something anyway, or just think, look, if it's not going to bother me in 5 years' time, then who cares about it? Don't even think about it. It's probably something you'll look back on in 5 years' time and laugh at, but you just need to manage your emotions. I've had so many more losses than I have wins. It's just you guys only see the wins, and the wins outweighed the losses because they were that good. But you just have to go through all of them losses. I've lost so many ad accounts, so many banned Instagram pages. I've sat there till 3 a.m. trying to upload 5 ads that should have been uploaded at 11:30, but it kept glitching out. Computers just not working. Internet goes down in the area. There's a power cut. Something's happened in my personal life. All of these things happen. Launched loads of ads, didn't follow the strategy, lost loads of money, invested 10, 15 grand into a mentor, didn't give me what I paid them for. I could just sit there and complain about it. But at the end of the day, excuse my language, life doesn't really give a fucking shit what happens to you. It's not going to make it any easier for you because of what you're going through. So you can either deal with it and just move forward, use work as the outlet, use this as your outlet, or if you go to the gym, use this as your outlet. And if you can just master that, you're going to keep doing the work, because at the end of the day, the only thing that matters is that you just show up to these calls and you afterwards you implement it. You build your online businesses, you build your online stores, you do whatever task needs to be done. That is actually all that matters, because that is the only direct return on investment you're going to get, not how you're feeling. It's not just about business. Like, and I'm not here to motivate you in theory, right? I'm just here to show you that mindset is actually a real thing, and it can actually get you where you want to go. I used to brush off mindset when everyone used to talk to me about mindset, because I used to just think, oh, well, that's just some mumbo jumbo. That's just some Tony Robbins shit. But at the end of the day, it plays a big factor, because the safe route is doing a 9 to 5. And don't get me wrong, it doesn't mean you're not disciplined. I'm not shitting on anyone that does a 9 to 5. But that is the safe route, because you're more protected from a lot of stuff, because you're not exposing yourself to too much. Stuff still happens to you, though. Things can go wrong. Someone can crash into your car. You can get a random bill that's built up that didn't get sent out to your address. You can get a random tax bill or audit or something. Stuff can still happen. But what you need to understand is when you're going into business, you're going to get faced with more adversities. So it's to be expected. Like, the goal isn't to avoid the pressure. The goal is to, become the kind of person that really just cannot be destroyed. You need to see all of these things as opportunities. Instead of thinking like, why is this happening to me? You need to take the shift of, what can I learn? What is to learn from what is happening to me, right? Like, going back to this, I've lost Meta. What can I learn from this? Well, what I can learn is I should have never relied on one direct platform to grow my businesses and to have my reach. And if I would have started, say, YouTube, long form and short form, and say TikTok and LinkedIn, just another platform, if I was to have started that at the same time I'd done this, then I'll be a lot further on. So there's a lesson to be learned in it. Obviously, look, you guys know that I was never this version of me, right? When I first started ecom, just to give you a bit of context, I'd been scammed over like 70 grand from someone that I went into business with. Before doing ecom, I was doing a financial brokering. So I was doing a bit of contract work with one firm in central London, where I used to work with them as an introducer, but then I was bringing them so much work. So I set up my own limited company, and then they was contracting me out just on a flat fee. And then on the side, I was working with other people that were looking to get loans for businesses. So existing businesses looking to get loans. And I was operating in America, because America is really good when it comes to obtaining credit. Like, being able to get credit is easier there than anywhere else in the world. That's why a lot of the time Americans have a lot more liquidity when it comes to like disposable income. But I partnered up with some guy. I worked with him for a whole year. At this point, I knew that my partner was pregnant with 2 kids. So that was all of my focus for that whole year. I was always there for all of her appointments, always went to the hospital with her, but I was really not with her through that year. It's actually a big regret of mine, because I was building businesses. When she was going to bed, I would stay downstairs every single night. She would go up to bed and I would just sit there, and I would be cold calling, warm calling, because these were leads that had come in from me running ads for people that wanted to get loans. But obviously it was in American time, which was anything from Eastern Standard Time to Pacific time. So it was hours and hours and hours behind. So I would stay up to like 3, 4 in the morning calling these people, right? All for a whole entire year. And I partnered with a guy. Long story short, he disappeared. He didn't pay any of our staff. He just completely disappeared. He even called the police on me for harassment, and I was under investigation for harassing him because I was chasing him for my money. How crazy is that, right? And that happened, and I had about 5 grand left in my bank. I spent 3 grand on ecom mentoring, and then I would just binge watch so much YouTube, and I was just learning whilst learning from this other person. I found a product, and then I scaled it, and I made over 100 grand in my first 90 days. So what actually changed was I just decided to fucking go all in. I did not have a choice. I think a lot of us sometimes, we give ourselves a choice. We give ourselves an easy option. Like, the best way for me to describe this is, if you're trying to get fit or lose weight or eat healthy, but you've still got cake in the fridge, or you've still got chocolate in the cupboards, right? I know there's some sort of story. I can't remember the exact history around it, but there is a story. I believe it's the French, where they go to take an island and they were well outnumbered. And when they got there, they burnt the boats. That's where the saying comes from, burnt the boats. So at that point, they had no option but to fight and win. Otherwise, they were going to die. And I can say, you guys can create those situations for yourself by anchoring yourself to why you're doing it. That's how you can do it. Obviously, for me, I was really up shit creek. I was going to be out on the street if I didn't sort something out. And I had 2 children that were on the way. So that was my version, but you guys can create that version of your why now. You just need to be strong enough, and you need to probably sit down and think about it, because a lot of us, we're just doing this. But if you really attach strongly while you're doing it, managing all your emotions, which is your mindset, you'll be able to push past it, and you'll work on it every single day. It just comes with like discipline, having your purpose, like I said, and then just having standards. You know, if you just set yourself a standard that you're going to go to one mastermind a week and book your one-to-one call, and you're going to at least spend 3 hours on it this week, just have a minimum standard. And what we call them non-negotiables. Like, I don't negotiate with myself on a Sunday that I'll spend time with my kids and my family. I do. I'm always on the phone. It's just how I am. I run businesses. I won't get away from that. But I don't take any book calls on Sunday, no matter how urgent it is. Only every now and then I've took a random one late at night if someone really needs me. But that's just something I don't negotiate with, because that's the reason why I do this, is for my family. And you guys all have your own reasons. You just need to really sit down with yourself and work out what that is. Motivation is weak as fuck, guys, because you'll be motivated and then you won't be motivated. So many days I sit there and I am not motivated. Believe it or not, you're going to get more of this lack of motivation the further you go and the more you do well, because you start to get comfortable. If you don't then keep raising the bar. At the start, all I wanted to do was make £1,500 a month. That's all I wanted to do. In my first month, I made 20 grand. Now, imagine when you get to that point. That's why the whole business died in January, because I just got so comfortable with it and I got lazy. And at that point, at the time, I couldn't understand why that was so difficult. And I thought everything was over and my whole e-com career was over. But that's the best thing that ever happened to me. Why? Because it made me pull my finger out and actually work hard and learn more. And in learning more, then help you guys, and then help more people. So you need to get out of this motivation. And the way that you'll do that, from practical steps, use a calendar. The calendar is the one. It's your best friend. Don't have, yeah, you need a to-do list, but having a calendar is the best, because then you've got time in there to do your to-do list. You can have a to-do list, but if you don't schedule your time, then you won't be able to get there. Like, Andrew Tate has a really good saying. Some of the stuff he says is great. Some of the stuff he says is obviously proper crazy, and I don't back that at all. But the saying that he says is really, really good. He was speaking to a really, really high-end surgeon, multiple millionaire, and he said, "How did you get so successful?" And the guy said he literally schedules his time how like a surgeon schedules surgery, like that important. That's how you should do it. I have the same. Like, I'll have time that I'll go to the gym. And I know it sounds, oh, I don't want to schedule in my personal life because then it feels like it's not fun. I can promise you, try it for a week, and your personal life will be better. It actually gives you more freedom in doing that. Like, I'll schedule when I walk my dogs. I'll schedule when I'll get up, when I go to the gym, like downtown time for like either having something to eat or calling someone. And you don't have to do it like in every 10-minute blocks, but start small. You could do like hour blocks or 2-hour blocks. But then that way, you know, you're always going to make time for your list, because I can guarantee you, you're probably bleeding time out of your current schedule already, everyone. If you went back and looked at your last weeks and just looked at your screen time, you're bleeding time. And that is where the work is that you're not doing. It's in that time that you're letting go. So that's what I would recommend there. And obviously, look, everything is going to get tested that you do. Everything that you do is going to get tested. Look, I was removed from Meta's platform overnight. This is overnight, not just I'll build up over time. Like, imagine I cannot come in and run any ads, guys. Imagine that. My whole business is built on that. I can't even go in there. I create a new account and I get banned instantly. So you can imagine like what happens. What do you do? Just pivot fast. It's the same if you're running ads and something starts tanking that was working before. Are you going to sit there and think about, oh, it's not working anymore? The ROAS is tanked on it. The whole ad set is tanked on it. Now what do I need to do? We just pivot fast. Just do something else. Move elsewhere. Put your attention into a different, maybe there's something else in your ad account that you've not optimized. Or perhaps maybe the product has gone on the decline and you was making a lot more money from it. What do? Instead of letting it go to the bottom, add another product to it and do twice, or add it to a different territory, or change the bundle, add a free gift. You just need to learn that When you get these challenges, don't let your emotions ride it. Use that as a reaction to then make an action quickly based upon what you're getting, right? Because raw action is the answer every single time. Working more through it is the answer every single time. Setback is not the end, right? The key takeaways that I want you to get from here is obviously, look, emotional control. Business is not just a strategy. It's being able to stay calm under pressure while things are not working. Like, imagine I've just got into ecom. I've told you a bit of my story. And then all of a sudden I've got something that's working, that's going to help me with the problem where a guy has scammed me for a whole year and now I can support my family. Then imagine all of a sudden in January, it goes to like 150, 200 pounds a day. It goes to basically flatline. You imagine how much I was panicking in that moment. I was stressing big time and I thought it was the end of the world. But what I did was I just executed anyway. I just carried on doing it anyway. I carried on testing, I learned more, consumed more, and just carried on doing it. Because at that point, what's the other option? Sit and cry about it. It's not going to get us anywhere. So emotional control, executing anyway, and then the upgrade. You're going to get better. From everyone that is on this call right now, whether or not it's been directly impacted with me, since you joined Founders Club, you have upgraded and you will continue to upgrade. And it's the same when, you know, Andrew, you'll probably resonate with this. You know, like if you're training and you look at yourself, you probably won't notice the difference in yourself because you're looking at yourself all of the time. But when you look back over a longer period of time, you then see that difference. If you just look at yourself a year ago and look at yourself where you are now, you are upgraded. You are not the same person as what you was. You're better because you've learned. So this is going to be the exact same when it comes to this business. Right. What I want you guys to take from this, right, is you're not just here to make fucking money. I want you to make money. Making money gets you freedom. That's why we're all on this call. We all want to be free. We want to do what we want when we want. If, you know, we see somewhere that we want to go to, right, we want to be able to go see a place that we like before we die. If we've got a car and it breaks down, we want to be able to have that money there so we can get it fixed. If someone in our family gets ill, we want to be able to pay for them to go to private fucking healthcare. That's what freedom is. The dream ain't a fucking Lambo, although it would be nice, but that's what we're all going for, right? That's what we're all going for. So it's just to become someone different, to be sharper, and just to be someone that just promises to themselves that they don't need a perfect condition, right? Perfection, I've recorded a YouTube video about this. I'm going to post it tonight. Perfection is the enemy of progress, everyone. It is the enemy of progress. You just need to do it and keep the promises to yourself. That is the biggest thing. If you say you're going to get these ads done, you say you're going to launch this store, if you say you're going to build this website, if you say you're going to change that branding, you stay until it's done. Don't put it off. Don't go, oh, well, I could do it tomorrow. Get it done, because every single time you choose to get it done there when it's hard, I promise you that is what is the difference between winning and losing, or growing and staying the same. Okay. Hope you like that presentation, guys. Hope someone
really good
with you. Is someone else trying to jump in this call? Oh, you've added them in. Anyone got anything they want to share on the mindset bits before we go into some Q&A on ecom? It's really important, guys. I'm not saying this is just try like motivate you. It's just something that I see that I actually haven't spoken about enough, because it actually does affect whether you're going to be successful or not. I can guarantee you that. And the quicker you can work on this, the quicker you can master it, the easier you're going to make it for yourself, and the faster you're going to get to where you want to go. Because I would say for me, it doesn't really matter what I've lost, because it's the person that I have become, the knowledge that I have learned, the person that I've become, the characteristics that I have been able to obtain throughout this journey is what the true value is. That's where the true value is, because you can go and make something. If you're still here, thank you for being here. I honestly really appreciate you staying this far into the video. I'm building this YouTube channel for the ones that feel like they're not quite where they want to be, and they know they're meant for more, but they don't have the next step to take. And I'm going to bring you along for my journey. All of the pitfalls that I make that I hope you don't, all of the wins, the losses, the bumps, the ups and the downs, the good, the bad and the ugly. And if building a life of freedom, faith, love and family resonates with you, I'd love to have you come along for the journey. So please follow and subscribe. There's more content on the way and more videos on the way, more teachings. And I can't wait to see you on the next video.